This video aims to outline social, emotional and behavioural need in primary schools. The SEBD umbrella includes a vast array of needs, including medical and social variations of need. For the purpose of this video, we will focus more on social and emotional aspects that may affect behaviour. Let's Google the official definition of social, emotional and behavioural needs. SEBD includes children and young people who demonstrate features of emotional and behavioural difficulties, who are withdrawn and isolated, disruptive and disturbing, hyperactive and lack concentration, those with immature social skills and those presenting challenging behaviours arising from other complex needs.
There could be many causes of social, emotional, and behavioural difficulties in children, from medical diagnosis to poverty, neglect, being a child carer, depression, mental health, anxiety-driven behaviours, any adverse childhood experiences. The list is vast, with many variations. A common misconception is that social and emotional behavioural difficulties are caused by the parents. This is not always the case, and one of the biggest current problems is in seeking a diagnosis in order to receive support. Cooper and Jacob's recent study highlights two aspects that affect a child's behaviour, social and academic outcomes. These are the environment and biology. Cooper and Jacob's model shows that the influencing factors of a child's behaviour come from family and culture, as well as the child's genetic makeup. This links to Bronfenbrenner's ecosystem theory, which states that the child's behaviour is influenced by the environment around him. Bronfenbrenner proposed that a child has 5 social systems around them that influence their child and affect behavioural and academic outcomes. Attachment theory is also a key consideration when it comes to social and emotional behavior difficulties in children. This considers relationships and how they impact on a child's journey.
So what does this look like in school? Social, emotional and behavioural difficulties can be displayed through many forms of behaviour and will vary greatly from child to child. Generally, the manifestations in behaviour fall into 2 categories, passive and active. First, let's explore an active response and possible strategies to support the need. Meet Sophie.
This is Sophie. She can be argumentative and is easily annoyed by other people. She can become aggressive towards peers and teachers. This affects Sophie's participation in activities and can sometimes isolate her from her peers. Her behaviour can be very disruptive to the classroom environment. To help Sophie, the school has a clear behaviour policy that has stayed consistent throughout the years and is applied fairly. Sophie has a clear understanding of the rules and a graduated response to unwanted behaviour and is applied so Sophie has a chance to regulate her reactions before escalation. Teachers around her model respectful behaviour and frequently praise Sophie when she replicates this. Sophie's teachers have spent time observing her and knows her triggers so the classroom community can avoid these. The teacher will check in with Sophie on a regular basis to help her regulate her feelings and emotions throughout the day. Sophie feels supported in school and a valid member of the classroom. When Sophie is struggling with her emotions, she has a designated safe space which she can go to avoid escalation caused by built-up emotions. The TA runs regular friendship group interventions so Sophie can feel supported by her peers. These strategies minimise barriers to learning caused by SEBD and help Sophie build her emotional literacy for the future.
Now let's explore a more passive response in SEBD. This is Bob. He constantly seeks the teacher's attention and approval. He will follow the teacher around the room and will actively avoid interacting with peers. He can become emotional very quickly and is difficult to settle. Morning drop-off is a particularly difficult time for Bob as he struggles to leave his parents in this daily transition. To help Bob, a key person meets him every morning and has a set routine to settle him into the classroom with a positive focus. Bob is in charge of the visual timetable, helping him have a sense of control over the running of the day. The teacher makes time every morning to check in with Bob, which makes him feel heard, more secure, and gives him a chance to voice any concerns so he can be ready for the day's learning. Bob is motivated throughout the day with praise to build self-esteem and to help him recognise his good qualities. Every day is considered a clean slate and an opportunity for Bob to develop his emotional literacy.
These two case studies highlight how differently SEBD can present in children. Possible other barriers can include home circumstances and mental health problems, lack of skills to regulate or even recognise their actions, lack of social skills to interact with peers, levels of anxiety and uncertainty, dominant fight and flight brain pathways, self-sabotage, questioning the authority of the teacher, aggressive behaviours and fear of failure.
Let's explore some strategies that can be used to support a child with SEBD. The first steps in building an effective support system comes in the whole school approach. Schools should prioritise regular training to keep all staff well informed to enable them to provide the support necessary. This could include ACE's training. The school should adapt a clear behaviour policy that caters for the need of all the children. There also needs to be some consideration as to how the school can provide a pastoral care that sufficiently caters for the children and families within its community. Each class teacher will then need to consider the needs within their individual classrooms. Strategies here to support SEBD mainly centre around relationships. The key element in providing effective support for SEBD is the relationship between the child and their teacher. The child needs a champion, someone who is willing to see and understand them. The behaviour is not who they are, simply a response to adverse experience. When a teacher can make this separation, they can help a child overcome their flight response. This will be an ongoing process that takes time and resilience on both sides.
To conclude, some of the points for best practice in behaviour management would be: provide fresh starts. Every new day is a new start. Model respectful behaviour. Have high expectations combined with activities which allowed for success. Praise frequently. Aim to give each child at least one positive reinforcement per day. Be receptive to listening to a child's news every day. This builds trust. Classroom environment. Provide a calm, welcoming, comforting classroom environment with clear routines and well-communicated social norms. Consider your tone of voice. You are in charge and should always be calm and appropriate. Support, don't criticize. Use cue cards as a form of early intervention with a discreet warning system. The child won't be embarrassed, which could prevent triggering an escalation in behavior. Observation. Identify triggers early. Observe the child's behavior and reactions over time. Teacher assistants can help with this. Build relationships with key adults in the child's life. Find out if they need support. Be clear and open. Have a clear behavior policy which is consistent and fairly applied. Build the child's self-esteem and resilience. Have a clear process to identify referral needs to other professionals.
Above all else, it is important to remember that social, emotional and behavioural difficulties do not need to be lifelong for children. With the right help and support, time and patience, children can learn to overcome these emotional barriers. Here are a list of charities, some of which have helped advise this video. Others are a great place to go for extra information. And finally, here is a list of literature that has informed this video. Thank you for watching.